for Michael McMillan here in his third and final run.
And the time for over the Kumho Tyres finish line.
So 1:19.89, 1:19.89 for Michael McMillan and the 1300cc Skip for You class. So we move now on to our next runner coming up to the Supercarts Indoor Raceway start line.
And that's Peter Murch. Now, Peter used to race predominantly in Datsun 1200s, but in recent years he's gone to the Starlet, and the Suzuki Swift-powered Starlet. So a wee bit more horsepower than your average Starlet. He's sponsored by Carter Brothers Tyres. And of course, Peter's actually finished in the top 3 previously before, so usually makes the top 3 run off, but we'll be looking to maybe just jump a step further up on the podium.
After his second round, Peter Murch is sitting in 40th place there with a 1:15.47, so he'll be looking to improve his time. Haven't had a split yet for Peter Murch, so we'll see if we can get one up to the Repco hairpin. Up he comes now, just trying to work his way through. Quick flick of the handbrake.
Very close to the tyre there, but certainly well executed out of the Repco hairpin.
47.64 is the split time to the Repco hairpin for that of Peter Murch.
Nice line out through the Plough Hotel Dipper. And coming round the last of the right-hand corners into the Kumho Tyres finish line, Peter Murch.
So 1:15.55 is the time there for that of Peter Murch. So that one there is slightly quicker, so he now goes a little bit ahead as we see Paul Rowan up to the line.
Yeah, Paul Rowan from Blenheim. Of course, he almost scored an upset win last year, but Chris Herdman came back in the final and did a blinder run in the last run of the 0 to 1300cc Skip to You final.
So Paul 35th overall in his Toyota Starlet. Best time for him, a 1:13.87 is his quickest time there. And he is the quickest in the 0 to 1300cc class. So Rowan working his way up through a notice.
Of course, over the years we've had a good contingent of Marlborough Car Club members come up here to the Ashley Forest Rally Sprint and equip themselves very well. 44.68 to the Repco hairpin.
So that's a really good time there for Paul there. His best time previous was a 47.06, so he will be looking there to maybe 1:11 potentially here if he can keep it together.
Through the Kumho Tyres finish line. And I say it's going to be a tight battle between Rowan and, of course, Chris Herdman for the 0 to 1300cc Skip to You title.
So 1:11.70.
1:11.70.
And just great execution there up at the Repco hairpin.
And here is Chris Herdman, the builder.
So Chris Herdman here on the start line.
Also,
of course, our
he's waving.
Supercarts Indoor Raceway start line.
He's got sponsorship on the side from McKnight Plumbing and Pegasus Fencing. So it'd be very interesting to compare times between Chris Herdman and Paul Rowan. Shane Rowan, sorry.
It is Paul Rowan.
Oh,
who,
Paul Rowan,
just went
yep.
before, yep.
had it right the first time.
So Chris Herdman, after 2 runs, a 1:18.63 in his first run is his quickest. Was obviously slower in run number 2. So remember he gave the tyre bundle a bit of a whack at the Repco hairpin, still carrying that damage on the front end. So he'll be looking for redemption here as he comes up to the Repco hairpin.
Oh, nice line through there. So good execution of the Repco hairpin. And Chris Herdman, of course, been very successful in the 0 to 1300 class in the mainland series.
So 47.15 is the time to the Repco hairpin. So not as fast as Paul Rowan as he comes through down towards the Kumo Tyres finish line. Chris Herdman will grab a 1:14.41. So 1:14.41.
Well, he's just doing a bit of grass cutting as he came across by a RATEC van.
So that one going the way of Paul Rowan with a 1:11.
It's still early
70.
days yet.
And a 1:14.41 for the completion of our Skip to You 0 to 1300cc class. Moving now on to our 1301 to 1600cc Parks Engineering class, and it is Shane Paget who is up to the line.
Shane is in car number 48. He got sponsorship on the side from Repco. So Shane Paget, the former RX7, RX8 champion in circuit racing.
Disappears into the dust from the start line, the Supercarts Indoor Raceway start line. And of course, for Shane, in a first time up here at the hill this weekend, 42nd overall, a 1:16.42 achieved in that second run.
Well, I can tell you, going from circuit racing to rallying is not easy at all. It's completely different discipline. We've seen some drivers manage to do that very, very well, the likes of Trevor Crowe, who can adapt to either circuit racing or rallying. And we see Paget getting the momentum down as he comes out of the Repco hairpin, going down to the Plough Tavern dipper.
So 45.67, an improvement there from the 47.37 that we saw in the second run. So based on that, should be about a 1:14, potentially a 1:13. See how he goes, Shane Paget. A 1:14.50. 1:14.50 is the time there for Shane Paget. So nothing to be disappointed with. 3 runs in the bag here.
Fantastic to see the escorts out in numbers here at Ashley Forest this year. So okay, next car on the line, it looks like, is it
Kyle
Sloan?
Thompson?
Oh,
Kyle Thompson here.
Thompson. And Carl is car number 46, the advanced sandblasting car. We Toyota Starlet, rear wheel drive. In fact, we've got no front wheel drive Starlets this year. We'll have to try and get Coombsy enthusiastic and come back in his 2-time championship winning front wheel drive Starlet.
He could bring back the Suzuki. What do they call it? The custard square.
No, the custard tart.
Oh,
custard tart. Yeah.
I'm sure it was custard square. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
Kyle
whatever.
Thompson heading on up the hill here. We see if we can get Jeff Coombe to come and do another run. I'm sure he'd love to get back involved. Of course.
Well, he's very much involved with his daughter's rugby at the moment. She's doing very well indeed, Stevie. Okay, as we head up to the Repco hairpin.
So Kyle Thompson last time 49.52 for his best time and a 44th overall, a 1:18.14 last time. So 48.89, so about a half a second there. Just over half a second improvement here for Kyle Thompson, the engineer from Christchurch.
Oh, he gets a bit taily coming out of that right-hander. And through the Kumo Tyres finish line.
So 1:18.38. So a little bit slower there for Kyle Thompson, but still a 1:18. So consistency showing off here for Kyle in his second and third runs. And just watching here the replay up to the Repco hairpin, and turned in just a slight touch early there, and had to sort of give it a bit of a flick of steering.
Okay, we've got young Harry Silcock on the Supercarts Indoor Raceway start line. And Supercarts Indoor Raceway, of course, down Byron Street. And the number 1 indoor go-karting place here in Christchurch.
And Harry Silcock, after 2 runs there, best time of 1:14.49, and he is 39th overall, and sitting third in class behind Tim McDonald and Kerry Sloan. So a good first up effort here for Harry Silcock in the Toyota Starlet.
Well, he's shown his versatility driving the cross car and the wee Starlet, and not doing a bad job on both, really.
So he's coming up here to the Repco hairpin, or just has to have a wee steer out to avoid the tyre.
He's got sponsorship on the back from Carter's Tyre Service.
So 47.16 is the split to the Repco hairpin. So 0.4 of a second time gain there from run number 2 for that of Harry Silcock.
Here he comes downhill and just about to reach the Kumo Tyres finish line.
Another solid run here for Harry Silcock. So 1:14.61, so not his quickest run, but right there he's been in the 14s for this run and the last run.
But that's a good time for a wee Starlet.
And consistency too. He's got two pretty much identical times there within half a second of each other. So,
well, up next we have, I think it's Mr. Mackenzie, is it not?
No, it's Tim McDonald.
Oh, Tim McDonald from Amberley, car number 44.
So the DX Corolla here. Tim McDonald streaks away from the Supercarts Indoor Raceway start line.
Okay.
So we're heading up the hill here with that of Tim McDonald. And as I say, after 2 runs there for Tim McDonald, 36th overall. Best time in run number 2 achieved of a 1:14.03. So close to the 1:13 mark here. And 46.18 to the Repco hairpin in run number 2, Lawrence. He'll be looking to go under the 46s.
Well, I think he'll achieve... Oh, I was going to say he'll achieve that, but he runs very, very wide. He lost a lot of time out of there. So I think this could be a similar time to last time around.
Yeah, just wait.
As he goes through the plough.
So he's actually improved there up there, up until that point. 44.92 is the split time to the Repco hairpin, but all come undone pretty much right as he achieved that time.
But he's flying downhill, so he's definitely trying. What, 1:14.25, and that's pretty similar to what he did last time, is it not?
It's about 2/10 slower. You just see there, just locks up the front wheels, and the car just continuing to slide forward, and he's not able to set himself up for the apex of the corner.
Yeah, he overshot the corner really under braking. So next up, of course, is Kerry Sloan, and of course he is the favourite to win the 1301 to 1600 class.
Brought to us by Parks Engineering.
Brought to us by Parks Engineering, yes. And Repco's sponsorship on the side. A wee Starlet 1600 4 AGE. Of course, 4 AGE engine. It's the Formula Atlantic cars. Some of the Formula Atlantic cars used to run more or less the 4 AGE engine, the likes of Dave McMillan many years ago.
Yeah, good wee power plant. They've got a good power band delivery. And Kerry Sloan using all of it here. Of course, quickest in our 1301 to 1600 class and gets very sideways there on the exit of Nodas. Will that cost him any time as he works his way up to that Repco hairpin? Textbook slide from the man from Dunsandel. So we'll see if we can get the time there for the Repco hairpin.
And that's Kerry Sloan. I believe he's, I think that may be Phil Sloan's brother who used to run up here in Subaru.
So 45.72. So he's a little bit slower to the hairpin up there at the Repco hairpin, and already down to the Kumo Tyres finish line.
And this should be a good time for...
So it's not as quick as to 1:12.24. 1:12.24 here for Kerry Sloan, but still quick enough here to be leading our 1301 to 1600 Parks Engineering class. So now we are into the
we got Rob Lewis.
Classic two-wheel drive field, brought to us by Demon Decals and Design. This is Rob Lewis.
Car number 42 in the Ford Escort RS 2000. Oh, he boxed down at the start.
Yeah,
and of course it is rotary powered.
Rob struggled to have a clean run here. He's had 2 half spins across 2 runs.
Well, Rob's actually a former Pro 7 Series 1 RX7 champion in circuit racing. So he's very versatile. Of course, raced motorcycles. His son, of course, Jake Lewis, who rode successfully in Europe and the World Superbikes.
So Rob having a nice clean run here through Nodas, through to the uphill part, now up to the Repco hairpin. Can he line it up? Oh, managed to stay off the tyres.
He's done the 2 bites of the cherry thing up there, but managed to recover it.
And
lost
it's his
a little
best
bit
run.
of time.
Best run of 43.45. So
well, I'm not surprised it's his best run. He's had 2 spins going uphill in the previous 2 runs.
So you just got to get through the. He's already through the Player Hotel Dipper. Couple of corners left to negotiate here for Rob Lewis.
And here he comes through the Kumo Tyres finish line.
So 1:10.50, 1:10.50 for that of Rob Lewis.
So that's about a 5-second improvement, which is good. And I think I said last time, if he had a clean run last time, he'd do around about a 1:10.
Well, it's a bit more than 10 seconds, Lawrence. He best time last second run was a 1:31, so that's a 1:10. So try 21 seconds difference. So the next one coming up to the line here.
That's Phil Walker. Phil Walker in the Series 1 RX7. Now, Phil's done quite a few hill climbs and whatnot. He has been a RATEC member previously, and he was a committee member for the Ashley Forest Rally Sprint a couple of seasons back.
So just looking here at Phil's time, his best one so far is a 1:12.57. So that puts him in 31st after 2 runs. So a couple of clean ones so far. He's looking to get into the 111s, maybe 110s.
Not taking too many risks there, just taking, you'd almost say circuit racing lines, but he's got the tail out now as he heads up to the Repco hairpin. And he muffed the hairpin a wee bit, ran a bit wide.
So 44.72, not his quickest split there to the hairpin, and lost a little bit of time on exit. So he'll be looking potentially about a 1:13 here.
Yes, he ended up, here he comes, about to go through the Kumo Tyres finish line. Oh, just about on the grass there.
Managed to bring it up with no trouble.
I don't think he's still stopped though. He's still going.
So 1:12.98. 1:12.98 is the time there for Phil Walker. So
2
Just
runs.
lost a little bit of time. Second run the best.
2 runs there in the 112s. How much has he got left? Okay, next up, is it Tim McIver?
Car 39. Tim McIver.
Yeah, car number 39, Tim McIver. It was, I think it was this car he was